head in to the wonderful map that is Inferno. Betway, they're putting this one in favor of NiP. And I think justifiably so with how the Swedes have been looking today. Ooh, lots of nades purchased up here on Rez and Plopsky. This fast push down through mid from Sergey, well, it's going to get smoked off. However, while they're so busy looking at this mid flank, Alu and Yampi both go aggressive down Banana, and if you've blinked, you've missed this round. I hate to break it to you, it's over. Yampi with a double, and ENCE aggression just everywhere. Yeah. They push every extremity, and they find the round on the back of it.
It looks like NiP were ready for that as well. You see that? It looks like NiP were ready for that as well because, yeah, they had, like you said, loads of nades, smoke flash nade on 2 players, and they see the push coming in, and they know if they die, if either of these nade players die, their entire game plan is out of the round, and so they have to smoke mid, they have to smoke ENCE off, essentially giving them like fights for free. They get to fight ult, they get to fight Banana, and ENCE just pick their battles really well. So yeah, that's a nice round, and ENCE, they're not going to stop with the aggression either. The confidence is flowing. You can taste it in the air. Alu's pushed down to T ramp. He's going to back up eventually with a smoke at his feet. And NiP, they wrap ult to come back down middle. With a smoke down in mid, they're not going to get punished by ENCE, luckily enough. But Sergey's holding from a range, or Sunny, rather, is holding from a range with that FAMAS, trying to bait them into Alu's close position. Sergey, however, is under porch and has support from Yampi, but he's about to get smoked off, leaving Sergey hung out to dry.
Oh, Ariel's keeping the apartments under wraps, but now that he's lost his short player, he had to rise to the occasion, and he will. 3 in the round for Ariel, and a second on the board for ENCE.
I'm trying to work out who that is. Second from the right. I think it's Ariel far right, and there's a dude with a hat. I'm guessing it's Yampi, but I don't know. Just because after the pistol round, he was celebrating, putting his hands in the air. Either way.
I mean, I like to think their prac room like blares the easy for ENCE music kit after every round end, just to keep the squad motivated.
If their games didn't already.
Oh my goodness, that nade does so much damage while it only kills 1 player. It brought a bunch of others down into a very vulnerable realm, but somehow, I don't know, the P2s have been able to mop up both players at B, and ENCE, they might let this full eco with, you know, just a couple of pistols upgraded into from NiP slip through the net. This is where that nade damage is going to be so valuable though, right? Every one of these players is pretty much a bullet away from death, with the exception of Plopsky. Ariel and Sergey aren't to know that though, and that's what makes this 2v4 scary. And looking to get stuck in, but finally the kill presenting itself. Now they go, now they activate, and they start to deal with these incumbent NiP players back in the site. Plopsky not able to find anything. The only man with any HP in this round, Nork, spamming. There we go.
Spraying and spamming.
Spraying and spamming. He's doing a combination of the two. That's
staying. Either one. Plopsky, he needed that kill in the pit, right? Like, there was a bait and switch. He has his teammate fighting. Like you said, he's got HP. He's hiding. He's hoping they won't check him. They don't hard check him. They swing it. And he had a chance. If he hits the immediate dink onto Ariel there, you see he's gonna have a chance to win the round in a 2-on-1. But without it, well, yeah, like you said, you know, the last player smoked off a Banana. Not going to happen. Either way, that was an eco for NiP, but they should never have made it that close. So they've still got to be happy with that round. And luckily, ENCE had rifles on rotation. If those were lesser than rifles, those are UMPs, I don't think ENCE would have closed that 2-on-4 retake. So now armed to the teeth are both teams. We have Twist on the primary AWP over Nork, but honestly, that's fine. Nork looked excellent with a rifle as well, back on train. Alu's taking his over towards the long side right now. NiP not really pressuring the middle area. Looking to flash up Banana, not committing though. ENCE playing passive in this site. They've got to retake some control though. Molly smoke thrown down by Yampi to push the top of Banana, and in the meantime, NiP go, that's fine, you can have it. We'll have mid. They smoke long, they cut Alu off, and they leave it down to the 2 inside of the site playing a crossfire. Ariel and Sergey, balcony and site, waiting for this commitment. Oh dear. Hey.
Ooh, still through the same gap, he is able to get it the second time around. Man advantage taken now for ENCE, and the rest of NiP try and pull the trigger on this site push. They are getting sent away right now. These players not budging, and no kills coming through in favor of NiP. Nork gets tagged on the jump peak. Oh, he's in a 1v3, 10 points of health, and he will get mopped up there. It's 4 on the board for ENCE.
Yeah, NiP get very scared there of Sergey for some reason. They smoke off Alu on long with a motor smoke. They kill Aerial Balk, and then Sergey gets one. He kills Plopsky in the site. And NiP, they have 2 players just sitting there in the corner, like jiggling and wiggling and waiting for a moto play and not trading Sergey. In that time, while Sergey's drawing their attention, ENCE push 2 players through the moto smoke and just kill NiP stuck in the site. NiP, they need that trade, right? If you're playing A on this map, really, off Inferno, this is a map where if you get a kill in a position, doubling down while you have your team there is the go-to. You have to just commit. You have to go fast because you can, you kill Aerial on balcony, there's only 1 player left in A. You trade him, and you probably win the round, or at bare minimum get a bomb plant down and can play that post plant essentially like a whole new round. So yeah, they needed that trade, but NiP very hesitant. Not what you like to see. Hopefully they can start to pick up the pace here in the T side now that they've got more guns out. Twist on a Deagle, caught the AWP in the last. NiP have weapons otherwise. You have to fight Banana, and through the fire of flames, the control of the spray is excellent. Aerial waiting at the bottom of mid. He finds the bomb as well. And ENCE, they have no fear of getting aggressive. This is looking like an excellent CT side right now. And Hampus in a 1-on-5. Good luck, buddy. It just ain't happening. That transfer from Yampi was something else, dude. This guy just continues to impress. Such a shame, given the situation he's in. Really feels like wasted talent. But I'm so glad that ENCE gave him the opportunity to play and to be on this roster and to compete against the best, because we know he can do it. That's clear. ENCE 2-0 Na'Vi the other day with Yampi at the forefront of that series. So if that's not enough evidence for you, then we're done talking.
Time, the attempted aggression. Not going to bode well for a man like Yampi. 4 is irretrievable. Sunny is now looking for his time to shine at Banana. He gets mopped up. Alu, 3rd man here. There's just more and more. It's like a clown car at the top of B, and each time more people seem to be getting on out. But finally, they've muddled their way into this B bomb site. Twist in a 1v2. Does this time have armor behind this rifle? Looks to take an aggressive lie down here towards CT. Twist. Tucked in the ruins, and he's looking to ruin this round for the side of ENCE. Just about survives the journey. Re-peek in, but Aerial is ready. And this continues to be flawless for ENCE. 6-0 on the board.
Trying to find the AWP from Alu. He died in that close position. It probably is still there. Aerial's teammate dropped a grenade when he died, and it tagged Aerial for 30. I thought he was going to die off the back of that, right? Like just the shake of the screen and the fact that grenade hits you will put him off, but he immediately gets that kill. So great work from Aerial, continuing his streak. He's 11-1 right now. You see Sergey pulls a nade, it drops, Aerial gets tagged, and as he gets tagged, he takes his shot. So yeah, great work. Cold, calm, cool, collected. All of the C's here for ENCE. They're going to see what they can do in this 7th round. 6-0 right now. NiP, it's not like they haven't had rifle rounds. They've had plentiful amounts. They've even had this AWP in play, so NiP going to need to do something soon. Bit of a tag through the wall. Oh dear, a lot of a tag through the wall. Aerial, he goes back for more, and well, he won't go in for a 3rd, eventually giving that one up. There's going to be a repush on short as ENCE set up with a boost and a double setup here. Aerial baiting them in from the corner. And this is a good call from ENCE, right? Every time NiP have taken mid, they smoke long and gone short. So ENCE trying to get ahead of the curve.
Double porch side boost. Little stack here. The ENCE squad, and they do get shut down. Finally, NiP are in a situation that feels very, very doable. They're in this 4-on-2. Rez just waiting. Holding his ground outside of B.
Oh, I like this gamble from ENCE. But is it right? Look at Nork.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Nork is now saying, guys, A side's looking pretty nice right about now. And they will rotate off of Banana. For ENCE, this is just going to be the save, right? You're 2-on-4, you try to take the gamble over at B, and the benefit to doing this is that if they come your way, right, you're in that 2-on-4, there's a chance you can find something. And if they don't, well, you're grouped up, you just hold on to these guns, you don't risk losing any. So it's here in round number 7 that NiP finally break the streak of ENCE and get their first on the board. Now, this can't just be a flash in the pan, this can't just be a one and done for NiP. They need to keep streaking this together. And the problem they're going to have is that with such a strong start from ENCE, it really is going to feel like a grind until you get yourself back in that position where you go, yeah, okay, we're in a good spot in this game now. Because the investments are going to keep coming through thick and fast for the ENCE side, especially if they're able to hold on to this AWP and M4. It certainly looks like right now. NiP, they kind of have more to lose from chasing this than they do to gain.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's important that NiP get away with 4 in their first rifle round, right? Because, again, you know, the classic case, it comes down to clutch. If one player survives, well, NiP, they win the round, but at what cost? They're not going to have any money. So that's not an issue here. NiP can continue to buy, they get the open play, and things are looking pretty damn good for the Ninjas. Double AWP, though, for ENCE. This is the time. They wait till they lose their first round before they try and throw something new in the way. Yampi's got his towards B. Deep grenade going down. Ollie on the logs denies Twist from getting up on top of it to fight that corner. He's got to take a more standard approach, and, well, it doesn't really matter to ENCE. They've only got one player here. Temporarily, Sunny's going to begin his rotation, and will come back towards the coffins. Here's the contact being made, and Yampi, he'll hit that shot every day of the week. Twist is gone, and the AWP removed, at least from NiP for now. Nork could take it, but he's the one man who's not in this group up towards B. He will come late to join them, and will probably save that weapon or pick it up when going into a post plant if NiP can find the entries. That AWP is so good at just locking down Banana in a post plant here for NiP. But 2-man setup for ENCE. They re-smoke things off, and NiP have to just hold off another 15 seconds. That 15 seconds is only going to give away more evidence, essentially, to ENCE that this one's clear. And what we've just seen on A is Alu's flashed Sergey for a mid peek. And so now they know that mid's clear. A re-smoke coming through. Alu could rotate, and often times probably should rotate, but because they're a man up, ENCE don't feel the need to, and they'll deal with this 2-on-4 as NiP commits.
Peak. That first shot and the follow-up still alive, and even manages to tag the man on the third. The nade will rain in and deal with him. Yampi has kept this in the advantage of ENCE heading into the retake. The Molotov burns out the low HP Hampus of Nork. He gets tagged down very low there, goes back in with the re-peek, hits the shot, but it's not the killing blow. And so the defuse coming through for the ENCE squad. 3 players staying alive. The good times keeping up here for ENCE over on this CT side. NiP, at least with the loss bonus pretty much maxed out and getting the bomb plant, have more than enough money. Also with 4 players surviving in the round prior. So the reinvestment's going to come through.
Yeah, and if this goes to Mirage, right, I'm actually really excited. If you look at the numbers just on its own, NiP, it feels like they're not a very good Mirage team, but it's just a map they don't play. In the games they played it, they lost an overtime to Vitality, they lost a double OT to FaZe, they beat Fnatic, they fell by a single round to Complexity. So, you know, obviously, I'm reading out a list of losses, but with the caveat of their versus a lot better teams in close matches, so we know NiP can play that map to some extent. Will ENCE take us there? That's what they're trying to do. Sunny with a quick pick up Banana, smokes the molly and escapes safely. There's a 3-man B setup for ENCE. If NiP just stand a commit here, they will get wrecked. And so that's probably against their best bet. Still stacked up here with 3, though, still lining up utility, so do NiP want to beat Mobside again? Nork's pushed forward. That's a big kill. That's going to send the rotation back as NiP commit into B. Sergey's begun his route back towards A, but he has no idea which site it's meant to be. Nork picked up, and that's the one lurk down. Now Sergey could even consider rotating back, but NiP have gone silent. They've gone quiet, and they're ready to pop through this smoke into B.
Plovsky going to go up and over, and he uncovers the double stack that lies within this little Orange's position. Bomb left in the middle of the site. They have to quickly run back and get it. And Sergey getting close through this smoke in the meantime, finds the kill on the planter and the follow-up onto the Twist. ENCE, they are in such control of this game right now, it feels like.
Yeah, that was a messed up round for NiP. Like, to be fair, the planter fakes, and he was trying to pull his gun out, but Sergey was already in the smoke. He's so quick at reacting. But look at the second play. He's running through the coffin smoke. He's trying to get advanced position. He's trying to cut off rotations, but he's not even covering his teammate's bomb plant. Like, that's a big error for NiP, and one that's going to cost him a round. If he just stayed there, he knew no one could be coffins. That's why he pushed the smoke. And, well, Sergey maybe closer than NiP assumed, but that was that early B rotate that, you know, left Sergey milling about in the spawn in the mid round. Alu's last Inferno game was a 45-19 performance against Copenhagen Flames. Damn. 5-5 right now, doing his job, doing his duty, but not needed to do anything ridiculous, because ENCE, this scoreline is speaking for itself. 8-1 up right now, and NiP back with the guns. I hope they move away from B, man. Set up towards B. Get that banana control that NiP is so good at getting, and leave a man up there. Leave Nork in position while you work that A site. ENCE have been reading it, they've been stacking it, and they've been putting the orbs here as well. So maybe B is not the solution for the Ninjas, as they've only won a single round in this map. Oh, they're going to go fast.
They're going to give another go. They really love this B site, but it doesn't love them back. However, Rez showing us exactly why. And he throws this deep CT smoke that we've seen teams really started to take advantage of. Plays close on the other side of it. Actually gets caught crossing into the ruins by Aerial. So a 3-on-3 gifted over. Rez didn't really need to start spamming that smoke there. That's one of the advantages of having it, is that you can just sit on the other side and you're guaranteed like a win on the fight of the players that come through. So now losing him, it's given up this deep CT control. It allows ENCE to start to move back in. Nork and Hampus left in a 2-on-2, and Nork, he is going to deliver the spray transfer to deal with them both. Second round on the board for NiP, but it's not worth celebrating yet on the NiP side of things. They still have a ways to go before they get back into this map.
Yeah, that was a different approach to B, which is nice for NiP, right? You know, they went for the same site, but they did it on contact. They didn't, you know, do the standard, oh, we're going to throw execute smokes, and then ENCE do what they always do, which is just drop a Molotov and slow things down by not only 7 seconds, but that draws Sergey on the rotate from long so often. So, yeah, NiP, they just take banana, ENCE go, yeah, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to default for a minute and a half. No. NiP pop in, they get a double entry off the back of Rez at the cost of 1, and they close the post plan. Even though it gets dicey, a round is a round, and NiP will take what they can get, because now the economy of ENCE is on breaking point. We have the AWP, we have an M4, but that is pretty much all you can be happy for ENCE in this round. That being said, Alu, we know what he can do with this gun. And the main weapons for ENCE split 1 per site. NiP are yet to know that.
Alu playing this very wide angle. Twist just homed in on short side. That flash is good, and that shot, Alu now knows that the AWP is off the angle, and that the shot was in response to getting flashed. So he peeks on in, does overextend a little bit to try and continue his reign of terror, and that allows Hampus the trade. So we are back into this 4-on-4, but only 2 players inside of the B site. One of them is going to try and get a little cheeky. That man is Aerial. In the apartment, Sergey back in the bomb site with this Deagle. Rotation not budging from this B site just yet, and while Sunny does begin that rotation now, it's too little too late for the side of ENCE. Left in this 2-on-4 with no money looking into the future. NiP, they've got ENCE right where they want them if they want to grind back into this game.
Yeah, Yappy's already thrown in the towel. He's already saving his weapon on B. Sunny wants an upgrade, and instead of going for a kill, he might just be able to find one here in middle, but he's looking to fight, and maybe escaping was a safer option. There was an AK drop there in middle. And actually, it was an AWP. It was Twist's AWP. So that would have been a massive save for Sunny. But he hears someone aggressing. He feels confident to take the fight. And unfortunately, it doesn't go his way. But yeah, I mean, that's a rough way to lose a round like that, or lose a chance to save a gun. That would have been a huge weapon to pick up here for ENCE. Either way, it's a round for NiP. They're drawing back into this matchup. Yampi with the one gun, and that will be the only gun in this round for ENCE. Pistols around it. Yampi can flash his teammates in with that one bit of utility he saves. But right now, this is NiP getting back into the swing of things. It may be an 8-round CT side currently. ENCE have already won the half at a bare minimum, but NiP want to build into things, and this is where they can do that. 3-man B set up here for ENCE, and a bit of a mid-push coming in as well.
Love these mid-pushes, and in this round, the mid-push might not love them back, as Rez is here holding down the line. That's support from Nork, and NiP, they get that one under wraps nice and quickly. Now we get this reinvestment to come through from ENCE. It is going to be lacking this AWP, not even the option to get one of those glass cannons. So rifles out across the board and out in full force here for the Finns. NiP slowly but surely stumbling back to their feet and starting to recover this T side. Now, they're in this position where if they can keep this up, if they can keep finding rounds, they should be in a spot to just keep chaining them together. Because right now, they're in charge of the economy game. Sergey, he knows that some risks might have to be taken to win the round. So him and Ariel, they'll aggress it through the apartments.
What?
Nork is fast out through long, so fast that Sunny wasn't even ready for it, but Yampi is. This leaves Twist. They get the info, though. The aerial was in apps. Yampi is in CT. So who's at B? The answer, well, it's Twist. Right now, he's rotated in and he's got this bomb, anticipating that Yampi's going to be back in CT, but Yampi has not begun this rotation yet. And with the bomb planted, it becomes all too clear to the ENCE squad as to where this threat lies. Now, Twist still has this smoke as well. That's something to bear in mind. Like he wants to try and take the fight with this AWP straight up. There's no kit for the ENCE squad, so they've got to be fast in their approach. These two smokes, they can help ENCE in this situation. They'll throw the first one in. That's actually going to block off the Ruins peak. Twist now making his presence known, and one of those smokes is gone. Twist getting pressured, lands the no-scope, and there's a lot of confidence in that shot there. Twist. You cheeky devil, 5 on the board for NiP, and ENCE no money left despite the strong advantage they were able to take in this round.
Yeah, I like the plant from Twist as well. It doesn't really have any difference in the round because he just does that. But he plants, because he knows he has B for free and he can go anywhere he wants, right? He plants wider for Coffin so that, you know, if he was stuck Ruins, a player couldn't just stick the bomb. You know, he could see him from the Ruins position by just jiggling. So that's a nice plant there. And I feel like teams should use it more when they have the B site, when you know it's clear and you're safe to plant open for the Ruins. Obviously, the reason is it's default. The default is covered by the Coffin is because often you'll just throw those two smokes into B and execute, cutting a player out. In that case, Twist, he makes the right call and he shuts it down. NiP, they shut down that round. I was talking all over it. Nothing even happened. ENCE, they get aggressive, they throw some grenades, and they get mopped up, as they did 2 rounds ago in the last eco. So last round of the half here, and this dominant, or once dominant lead for ENCE has really tightened up. 5 rounds in a row for NiP off of this 8-1 lead. And now NiP looking to find a 7-round half.
That would be quite the recovery when you think about the fact that they were 6-0 down at one point in time. I mean, they were 8-1 down at one point in time, right? So this is a great streak from NiP. Alu's kind of sick and tired of us talking about the Swedes, and so he's trying to get us hyped up about ENCE again in this round. He's already taken a man advantage for the Finnish squad. NiP able to deal with him yet. Alu is still floating around in the top of mid, pretty aggressive. And that player crossing, Hampus, never even got the info that Alu is in this position to maybe wide swing. Oh, Hampus is going to get the better of him the second time around. Sergey is boosted up here on the head of Ariel. for a peek into the apartments, and you can see that as they start to aggress in through mid, they're aware of this as a possibility, and that boost becomes a bit of a slaughterhouse for ENCE. Bomb plant going to come through. It's round 15, so these two at B, they're going to attempt it. Do they have what it takes? Sunny and Yampi left in this retake.
They don't have a kit, Harry, so that's already not boding well for ENCE. Nork naded Boiler from the T stairs there, so he really blew Sergey out of the water in this round. And now ENCE, they might be drowning in their own blood. Flash for Yampi is all they can muster. Quick pop for Rez, blinds himself, but not an issue. He's not fighting yet. Now he will. Damage done to Sunny. Here's Yampi on the corner, and he's cleared up as well. Rez and Popsky shut it down, and NiP recover from an 8-1 lead in the favor of the Finns, all the way to a split down the middle at the end of the halftime. We're going to see if NiP can keep up the streak, or if ENCE will come alive on the T side. Join us after the break. Well, ENCE, they held a lead and they still hold a lead, but are they in the lead? I don't know. NiP pull a massive comeback in that T side, 6 rounds in a row to round things out. And well, ENCE now moving over to the T half. It is, of course, NiP's map pick, but the new in-game leader, we're going to have to see how they deal with the plan of ENCE. Quick taps for Yampi, and he will just delete the B defense. NiP, they're rotating A. Rez is running away. Rez wants nothing to do with this. He has a smoke. I don't get this. I'm not too sure as to why he did that, but he gave them B. He was in CT the entire time. Like, unless you're trying to like play ahead of the game and be like, oh, they got B picks, they're going to go A, but Yampi got 2 immediate kills, so of course ENCE are going to commit. That's a very weird one.
Well, there might be more weirdness, Hugo, before all is said and done, because keep your eye on a guy called Alu. We all know him. Some of us love him. He's down here sneaking in the back line, and he's going to deal with these players wrapping in. Rez falls, and that round really does fall apart for NiP.
Yeah, the only way I can try and understand that from Rez's perspective is because Yampy got those kills as a deep smoke bloomed at bottom B. So maybe in his head he's thinking, oh, like you'll see here, Yampy gets kills, there's the smoke. Obviously, ENCE are pushing that smoke. They've just got 2 kills. Why wouldn't they? That's always going to be, you know, max 1 more player there, and even then, unlikely. So yeah, maybe Rez tries to overread the situation, or someone makes a bad call, but. Yeah, that felt like a throwaway for NiP. That felt like it's still a doable round after those kills. But now, ENCE, they're going to reap the rewards. They're going to be benefiting greatly. Nice grenade from Rez, but it's coming at the cost of ENCE rushing A. This rotate is a better one for NiP. They see the 1 man in B, and, well, unfortunately, they're too late here. ENCE have already sped up. Hampers is trying to scout. If he can get even 1 kill here or soften up some targets with a deagle, that will do some damage. Rez is going to try and capitalize, but 2 kills coming through. 1 for the long side, even with the bomb drop to the library. Naught can't hold on to it, and ENCE, they're going to go 10-7 up. Things are looking good right now for the Finns. I love the pace, nice and fast, decisive T-side, and that's something that NiP definitely didn't have. Like, for sure, they get 7 rounds, they look good, but I wouldn't say that NiP played decisively on the T-side. They went A twice in that half, once on a full eco, and once in a rifle round where they just couldn't trade out Sergey in the site, and then they went B for the rest of the game. So I already like what I'm seeing from ENCE here.
Nice Plopsky out with his Zeus. He's in B. Hey, maybe we get to see a Zeus kill in this round. Maybe we don't know. You know, it's always the risk. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes things don't. Here we go. I think I've covered all my bases there. Now with Sunny getting stuck in the apartments with this Mac 10. There's a couple of players here short side. Let's see it. Plopsky tries to jumping Zeus. It doesn't work.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, and with that kill, the B side's fallen, right? ENCE have already moved in. They've got all their belongings in boxes. And they've contacted the interior designer, the architect, Rain, on the line. Figuring out how they could plan a nice little open layout inside of B.
So do we want mahogany brown or teagle blue for our kitchen, Rain? I'm stuck between the 2 colors. They're both great. Come on, Rain. Sort it out.
I know, they're even making a documentary right now. Multitasking.
Alu, what are your thoughts on NiP?
Yeah. So, Alu, you know, like, how would you describe the average life of an e-gamer? Alu just sitting there giving answers. Well, you know, we play games. Well, I'm actually in one right now. We're playing versus NiP, and they've got a force fight. He's actually doing a great job of commentary without even realizing it. They've got the full buy, rather, on the side of NiP. Rifles out across the board. And a bit of a bonus round here from ENCE, with 2 Mac 10s still in play. And they're looking to set up for what seems like just a fast B play. There's a fake smoke thrown out at long to keep these players rotating off of A. And Nork and Plopsky at B, they don't really care. They don't need the reinforcements. They've held it down very favorably between the 2 of them. And they're continuing to dish out this damage now. Rotations even arriving. There's no flash for Twist to go through this CT smoke, but he just runs it dry and comes in through the back line. So an 8th now on the scoreboard for NiP, and this game still has some mileage on it yet.
Yeah, worth noting that was a bonus round for ENCE, right? They're 2 Mac 10, so a player like Nork is going to get away with a lot of value for a position like that. Headshot angle far away, and the Mac 10s can only do dink damage. They can't kill him. It's going to be a round for NiP, and they can build off the back of that, right? Now with lots of money, even more utility, yet to field the AWP on either side, but, you know, we'll wait for that one. There was money for ENCE for it, they just don't have an interest. And Sergey, he's going to get mollied at top B, but he will take control. Good grenade from NiP onto Alu. He actually found some considerable damage with the utility, and it was only from Rez, who will rotate back towards long. NiP wait with his crossfire in B, but of course the CT smoke would render Nork useless in this position. He spots a player dropping and he will fall back. Plopsky has a molly for when ENCE commit. Yampy's in a position that can get, you know, cancelled out by the Molotov, but NiP don't want to waste it on a gamble when they know that they should save it for an execute. And well, that execute, Harry, it will never come, at least not on B. And sort of rotated out of the banana and left Yampy here for a lurk. Everyone else smoking long and taking that mid control.
do get out into the top of mid, and Rez is still holding close. He's going to get rewarded with that kill onto Aerial. Now, while all this is going on, ENCE, they still have banana control, so everything they're showing here at A might just prove to be a fake. That bomb is pretty deep within the apartments on the back of Alu, however, and there's no one else nearby to help out, so he really can't afford to go down here. Luckily for him, there's not really anyone on the NiP side who could spot him in this position. Yampi actually leaving the B site after throwing in a bit of a... yeah, I see that on the map. Yeah, so he's rejoined the rest of the gang here at A to try and commit to this site, and they are just getting churned up. There's 8 seconds left. This bomb would have to be getting planted now, and they haven't even secured the site. So that round kind of falls apart for ENCE. NiP, the CT side defense, since the rifles have come out, started to piece itself together quite nicely.
Yeah, individuals looking very, very good. NiP flashing each other into fights and stuff. Things are looking nice. Those B executes are going to be a big problem. Or, you know, not necessarily, but I think they could be the solution, I guess, is a better way of saying that for ENCE when they hit the rifle rounds, right? We saw one of them earlier on, but it was with bonus. So, you know, we didn't see the full entourage of weaponry that ENCE can bring into that B bomb site. And hopefully that can come through later. Right now it's an eco, allowing NiP double digits, assuming these Deegs don't destroy. And that's still a pretty big assumption, because we know ENCE, they have some capable pistol players. Whereas watching Boiler just misses the timing as they get into that position. He's going to take some shots, but he's only trying to draw in attention as he waits for a hallway burst. Nothing here, though, from ENCE. They're just congregating in middle. Yampi lurking B again. ENCE not getting challenged. They've been given mid in this round. It's a safe decision by NiP, knowing they're versus pistols. They don't want to fight for this close control where pistols can take them down. So Twist looks for a ranged battle where he can get flashed in from a teammate. Oh, he's going to come down. He is white, though, and that will give ENCE the room to move into CT. There's the info. Twist gets it. He knows at least one. He didn't see all 5, though, or 4, rather, and that's a big problem now for NiP as they have to go and patch that hole. Twist with some damage. Hampus drops the bomb. Sunny hung around with it, and that's a massive mistake as ENCE. They were splitting B, but NiP have turtled inside of B, and NiP owned the bomb. Luckily enough, Alu catches Twist and a gun with it, but this is all over the place. That bomb still hasn't been secured, and neither has B. Plopsky was waiting the entire time, knowing Yampi was lurking banana, and Norka shut down a CT player. One by one, ENCE are falling, and it's all because they can't make progress as a team because of this bomb. Aerial's finally gotten it, but he is not going to get out of the round. And dear, oh dear, that is not how ENCE wanted that to go. I imagine they would have just sped fast towards B if Sunny didn't die there, and that would have probably gone a lot better for them in a 5-on-2. Yeah, they're going to call a pause. I don't blame them after that one. That is a mess.
Pretty grim little stat right there. Yeah, it's a shame to see that round fall apart in the fashion it did. Hugo, we got another Krieg out for ENCE. We got another one of those Kriegs. This time it's Sunny. I think since the nerf, it's appropriate to call it the Craig.
Yep.
So Craig's out for the boys. Sunny going to be donning it. Let's see what he can do.
Old Craigaroo. Looking to crack some heads. Or crack some heads, I guess. Let's see if he can do that. Heading towards ult. We've got banana flashes for Yampi. ENCE taking quick control, but NiP back to a standard setup. Triple B to allow for that utility to be amassed. And the Molotov. Oh no! The spread. That was a bait for NiP. They throw the molly. Sergey, the only place he can survive is logs. And then NiP, what do? They nade logs.
I mean, he was still getting burnt. Yeah. That felt like some real BS for Sergey. That's like a classic case of there's no actual fire at your feet, but like, I know you're just very warm underneath all this clothing, I guess. And then the nade, I guess, really doesn't help acclimatize him to all of that. So kill found for NiP as they're looking to tie this up at 11-11. Aerial going to try and recuperate these sunk costs. Getting out over here towards short side. Now, there's a very heavy lean towards this A bomb site from NiP. Plopsky is alone at B right now. If he falls, that would be very, very bad. So he can't afford to take many chances here. calls for the rotation of Nork back around, and while this has gone on, ENCE, they've actually re-geared back up and now look to hit this A bomb site. Now there's a pretty scary crossfire here, right? 2 players over at porch side, 1 tucked in the cubby at long.
Ooh.
They've just seen Twist getting down off the boost at porch. And Rez has actually fallen back out the cubby as well. So NiP, they dismantle this crossfire that they had set up. Fall back into these more passive angles. And Sunny with the Craig opens the round up. Aerial moving in next. Twist falls. It's Hampus alone down in the pit, and Yampi's going to best him. I would have loved to have seen that crossfire help for just a few more seconds.
The reason NiP deconstructed the boost is earlier, ENCE had Aerial in Boiler, and he spotted Twist up top. He took a shot, and so that knowledge was there. Obviously, NiP were gambling with the fact that, haha, they know we're here, so surely they won't think we're still here. Why wouldn't we have rotated? But then Twist, for whatever reason, NiP, they call a backup. I don't think there's anything wrong with the call to back up there to give away the mid control. They were right in knowing ENCE were coming and falling back into a passive setup. But that player on long hits the worst timing. I think it was Twist. He was holding the corner. He looks away as ENCE enter, and then he re-aggresses back in, but they are already wide, and he gets stuck on the corner, and it just falls apart from that, right? The Creed kills him, and ENCE, they just pushes a unit. I love how when ENCE get this kill, ENCE get a kill, they will just commit off the back of it. They won't hesitate, they won't hang around, and they just completely entrench that site, circle that site from a short and long. And a really, really nice round from ENCE keeps them in this game. And NiP were putting together a streak on this CT side of 3. It is finally broken. And an AWP, finally, it is here. But not for NiP.
He's been flashed in. He's looking for kills, and he might come to regret that decision. Now, there is a second man here at B, just in case exactly that happened. And at this point, you're kind of like trying to tempt ENCE into committing to this play on the back of getting that kill, and they won't suspect necessarily this double setup here, especially not because Nork still hasn't been spotted as far as they're aware. Rez might just be the only man here. Now, while Alu is up the top of Banana with this AWP, the rest of the gang are out in top mid with that bomb. They're going to start to rotate back because Alu has been able to hold on to this top Banana. Now, Nork got boosted up by Rez into this position. And Nork, as we said earlier, still hasn't been seen at this bomb site. So, ENCE, will they be ready for this double hold at the oranges and up on top of this boost? That's going to reposition, drops that smoke. It's going to force them to go through it. They get that kill. Now, are they ready for Nork up here? They haven't seen him yet, and he will shut down the first man. They start to pressure him. A second kill onto the Deagle. Let's make it pretty. It's all 3 for Nork as he gets it done with the sidearm there. 11 on the board for NiP. That little sneaky play from Nork yields some pretty big results.
And you can see they just had no idea. Why would they, right? The fact that Nork is there is really good because in order to get on that position, you have to make noise. There's no way of doing it unless you boost. And so that boost is so smart for NiP. ENCE think they're committing into an empty bomb site after Alu gets that AWP pick. And well, Nork, he just mows him down from the top of the boost, even pulls out the sidearm to shut down the round. NiP, they lose one, they instantly recover and find another. At 14, Sergey played for Finland in the King of Nordics against Sweden. Hampus dropped 29 kills on Cash for the win. That's how you know it was a long time ago. Firstly, Sergey was 14, but also it was on Cash. So, yeah, Hampus looking to, once again, take down his former foe in Sergey. Sweden versus Finland. Right now, quick pause before the action continues. ENCE's money come to a bit of a close. They win one, instantly recovered, and now SMGs and pistols in this as they wait for the bonus to build. NiP get a free AWP off the back of that round as well, so Twist, of course, will take it into this. I imagine we'll see him on B. He has the spawn for it as well. But actually heading elsewhere, back towards A for the long side. Of course, yeah, NiP run triple B with Rez there on the utility. So Twist is going to remain on the A site, and NiP will get aggressive. I like the call. It's after a pause as well. ENCE might not expect it, but a missed grenade. It hits his teammate and does a hell of a lot of damage.
Oh dear, but there is this three-man lean over towards the B site. Hampus has aggressed out mid as well. However, while all this has gone on, it's left one man at A, Twist with the AWP, and he's staring down mid. Players are in the apartments, and NiP, they don't know exact numbers, but they know there's a lot of players here at Banana. It might be more than they're accounting for, though. And this A site is a real vulnerability. Twist is now all alone, and there's a player out balcony. Twist is dead, he's gone. This A site has fallen. And NiP getting a little too big for their boots in this round. They get aggressive, they get shut down. And this leaves them in a 3-on-3 retake. But an AWP in the hands of Sergey, an M4 in the hands of Alu. There's still a good chance that ENCE could find this round. Alu is all the way down here in the bottom of mid, but this isn't as bad as it seems. He can keep an eye on the cross. He can serve as a distraction, and he catches Rez completely unprepared. Now starts to begin a rotation in, and NiP, they might decide to save. That kill gets delivered to Plopsky. There's so much time ticked off this bomb. They concede the round, and it's 13 on the board for ENCE.
Yeah, that was a weird one for NiP, right? Like, I like this setup where Hampus gets aggressive, but Twist, he was covering T-Ramp. And, you know, in this case, like, you know, obviously that's probably something they've run in Prac and it didn't go badly. But in this case, Ramp was empty. There were 3B, and Hampus was getting wrapped from ult. Twist should have been on the long side watching ult mid to cover Hampus, rather, because Hampus can watch both Ramp and Banana from bottom mid, right? It's like the same angle. If someone swings you, you're looking in that position anyway. And so Twist essentially lets his teammate get wrapped and then dies to the same player who comes back up through the mid smoke.
The thing that's so wild is, like, yeah, you understand covering the ramp in the beginning, right, as Hampus is getting set up, because that is when he is in danger. But once he's there, I thought we were going to see Twist reposition.
Exactly, yeah.
And that part just never comes through. So now ENCE, in this round, Twist, he kind of makes up for it by taking a man away early on, and it's quite the man to find. However, Yampy, he won't admit it, but he loves it when Alu dies, because it means he gets his hands on this big green gun. Now, he's looking to show us what he can do with it.
Yeah, that is not wrong at all. I'm sure Yampy prefers having the AWP, but, well, Plopsky is going to send him back to the graveyard. He goes, nope, that's Alu's. Can't use that. And Yampy shot through a smoke in this round. He's going to get put down. So NiP 5-3 up. And very good position. Ariel spotting a player atop the boost. He's not going to get a second chance, though. Quick drop off from Rez. Falls back safely. Ooh. Boost up in B for NiP, but ENCE committing towards A. They've got 3 up, and the molly on long continues to throw spanners in the works, continues to delay ENCE on this aggress. Ariel has grenades for the pit, but it's a crossfire from the site and the balcony, so this utility finds nothing, and Ariel now knows that's clear. He jumps on top of the barrel and spots for a potential exit, out of which there is none. That long smoke fades, and Twist didn't realize he's up for the chopping block. Sergey takes him down, and now this site just got scary. Now there's a wrap coming in from long side, and that needs to be contained by Plopsky. He can't do it. He can't step up. Rez now holding down the line. They mow up, or they mow down, rather, and Rez finds a double as both of them walk into his crosshairs. Low time for ENCE, and not a round for them. It's going to be 12 on the board for NiP. Yampy tempting fate there as well, shooting through the smoke. Only draws a shot right back. And this is such a close game right now.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
AK's better.
Yeah, and you know, it's always been the case, right? For people who have like taste, you know, like I think that's the mutual agreement.
I'm glad Valve went the Valve route, right? Which is, as soon as a gun gets good in this game, they just make it useless, and that's fine by me, honestly. Like R8, useless, fine by me. Krieg, good, useless, fine by me. Keep doing it, Valve. As far as I'm aware, as long as you know you don't nerf the Deagle or the AWP again. Just keep your hands off my green gun.
Yeah, if they touch either of the AWPs, right, the Deagle or the AWP itself, I'll be emailing myself right now. Rez falls immediately. The nade stack finds him. Nork has got to make a stand, and making a stand. He shall. League out. Let's go, and he gets it all. It's Plopsky helping him out, and they keep that round under wraps.
These anti-ecos have been so clean from NiP. That's one thing that you can't fault in this series. Like, they just don't lose the pistol.
Well, if you remember right, heading into train, we were saying, how sick would it be if you get Plopsky and Nork both just playing the lights out CS we know they're known for? Well, Hugo, look at the scoreboard. Between them, they have 47 kills in this game right now. They are both showing up. And the fact that they're both B-site players, that's stellar, because it makes this B-site like terrifying to try and move into if you're ENCE. They're going to set up for an A play here with one man actually going out of the apartments now. Slowly but surely taking this banana control. It is just a full eco here for the ENCE squad, but we've seen them find success in rounds just like this. And that little tag there onto Twist is going to help out. I want to see a bit more from him on this AWP, right? Because Nork, right, we've known him to be this kind of hybrid play, you know, playing with the AWP and M4. He's looking great. And Twist is their main AWP. I feel like we still have yet to see him pop off in a very big way in this map.
He didn't have it in the T side at all, so there's worth keeping that in the back of your mind. But yeah, you know, now's his chance on the long corner. This is the perfect position for it. It's one of the first AWPs he's even had in this game, and he is going to take a quick shot, back up, nice collapse. You say his name, Harry, and he delivers the pain. 2 for the price of 1. And Sunny, he's grabbed Deeg to try and cross, but to little avail. NiP, back-to-back anti-ecos, right? One of them a little bit more than the last, but 14-13 now, just 2 rounds away from 2-0ing this series and looking good inside of this group, saving themselves, in fact. And this has got to be the round for them. This has got to be a recovery, otherwise NiP might push it over the line.
I'll try it again. I'll see if I can jinx someone to step up. I want to see a bit more from Yampy, because he's been great in this game, and he's been so good at getting these opening kills for the side of ENCE. So let's see if he can wreak some havoc. Instead, it's Sergey going aggressive up in towards Banana, and he shuts down both players here. Plopsky, you've got to hold the line, and they are already so close. The Molly burns Sergey out from beyond the grave. But this B site is still a no-go zone for NiP. ENCE, they're going to take themselves the 14th round on the back of this fast B hit.
Yeah, NiP already saving, and ENCE know it as well. Sunny's already found out to try and find these exits in the alt mid. ENCE aren't giving away a kill on B. They're playing very safe, very tucked, as they need the money more than NiP need the money at this point. Has Alu crashed? That's the question. No, okay, he's staring into the wall. It's all good. It's all under control. ENCE get away with 4 alive in that round off the back of some key kills from Sergey. He finds every single frag in the round for ENCE. NiP, they do get away with the AWP and the M4. That's going to be something, right? Both these players can drop guns. We can have a full rifle round at 14-14. NiP can still hold a bye, but whoever loses this is going to be in a bit of a predicament. More so NiP than ENCE, who do at least have the bonus of winning that round and keeping their players alive. Boy, oh boy, this one is tight, Harry. Quick tack pause for ENCE before they get into round number 29. Yeah, I mean, I believe that stat, right? We've seen the amount of grenade kills, even from NiP down Banana. Alu's hesitating with Yuto. I wonder if he wants to save the money to buy the AWP next round, right? Regardless of how this goes. Now, he's going to do it. I'm reading into things, Harry. But either way, back into the action. Nork on the AWP, he's taking over Twist. I really respect Twist for this. He's clearly gone, Nork, take the AWP. I don't feel it. You have double my kills, over double my kills. This is your time to shine. And let's see what Nork can do with it towards B.
Yeah, he didn't have a good spawn to take the early fight, and he'll decide against it. And I like that decision as well, right? Because NiP, this banana control that they've gone for aggressively, it's kind of given and it's taken based on just how the immediate heads-up duels go. And I think ENCE, they've really accommodated this this aggression and started to use it against NiP. So in this round, it's a much more reserved approach. Now, ENCE, they're setting up for an A-side play. They're just going to commit into this bomb site. And NiP, they need to start rotating players around now. These 3 players in the site, they've got to buy time, because if they fall right away, this round is over. And what do you know? They've fallen right away. This round, it's over.
That's such a shame for Nork on the AWP as well, right? We didn't even get to see it play into this round. That's the first apps drop we've seen since, I think, round 2 of this map, which is NiP on Glocks bursting out apartments to really no success because of the Glock. So yeah, ENCE, they throw in something new at round number 29 and it catches NiP off guard. Some quick kills, even with the advantage going in the way of NiP. Rez drops Yampy before anyone, and still ENCE trade their way to a win. So nice round from them. They might be able to take us to a third here. That third map's going to be Mirage, and a lot of question marks as to what we're going to expect on that one, right? Obviously one that we know ENCE enjoy, one that NiP don't tend to play, but when they do, they often are competitive, even if it isn't necessarily a win. Popsky desperately trying to save this gun. Even taking a fight here is a risk, right? He just wants the info, smoking them off and saving his weaponry. So yeah, no chance that ENCE are going to take away a gun in this postcard. They get close, but close won't cut it. 15 rounds though, that will ENCE only one away from a third map in this series, and NiP one away from an overtime in their map pick.
Solution here for NiP. They've called in attack pause.
I think they're going to move away from the triple B early, right? Like, while the utility's been really good, and obviously that's a risk in calling that if ENCE B rush, but, you know, NiP have been doing it pretty much every round this half, and ENCE reacted to it well that round by going, okay, they're triple B early, so let's elevate an A round, knowing that Rez will be in rotation when we commit. So, you know, that's ENCE trying to read into the fact that NiP are throwing all these grenades down Banana. And it's a game of cat and mouse. It's a mental game, because do ENCE commit to B because of that fact now, or do they commit to A fast again because NiP might run triple B? It's a question mark. And God, I wouldn't want to be an in-game leader at this scoreline, but NiP 2 on A, or 2 on B rather, 3 on A, and a bit of utility, but not the full Banana control that NiP have shown in the past.
Ooh, nade stack into Nork. That's going to tag him down very, very low. He falls back from Banana. And ENCE, they also get the information that the AWP is here. And now they slow it right down, right? With Nork firing off a shot, you know those nades have done damage to him. You know he's not feeling pleased, and that you've wounded a man at the B site and forced a more passive hold. So now they go back, start to consider their other options. Have this triple short setup from NiP. Now, we've seen them do this once, so they dismantled it before we could see how effective it was.
Oh.
And in this round, we're going to see it springing to life. They're vying for overtime. They're trying to get us there. And now just 3 players, now 2 players for ENCE left to deny it. Yampy and Sergey, 2 on 5. Rotation round from Nork. He finds himself in the speedway with this AWP. And this leaves a temporary 2-on-2 available to ENCE in the A bomb site. Sergey creeping up close to these hay bales. Didn't get spotted just yet, and Hampus down in the pit. You hear the footsteps, they come his way, they drop the smoke to isolate the fight, but Hampus keeps this site under wraps. We're heading to overtime as NiP grind a 15th out onto the board. Inferno still has that much more to show us.
That's a huge round for Hampus. The fact that he even gets mollied as well. ENCE have been throwing that same molly whenever they go short side, and they cut him off, but it's the double setup from NiP that deals with the first man. Hampus, draws him in from the corner, dropping Alu inside a boiler, and it's a great round. Yampy's now taking the AWP over Alu, and, things are falling apart here, Harry. Or not falling apart per se, but everything's switching up. Everyone realizes how close this game is, and everyone's trying to find the solution, right? For NiP, it's a double AWP. That's what they've gone for. And ducking shots in the apartments is going to be Sunny. He avoids the AWP. He avoids the haircut. ENCE have already had their fair share of those. Nice grenade, though. And over from Popsky, hits Sergey to 50. Yampy with the AWP for seemingly the first time this game over Alu. And while Nork, he's going to make his work. He's going to make Alu sing as he finds him towards the top of Banana. Yampy pick up the pieces of this round now for ENCE. He's going to head back towards middle, regroup up with Aerial, who has tried to take that mid control, using pretty much all his utility, but it's all a fake, it's all a ruse. ENCE going right back towards B, and NiP are about to construct a boost by the looks of things. Popsky could go up and above. You wouldn't want to put the AWP up here ever. And Nork will set his teammate up for success. Now going back to the coffins. Now, last time ENCE saw the AWP here, it was in CT, so it's essentially the reverse now for NiP as they wait for this commitment.
And this hold at B between Nork and Plopsky has so often stood the test of time. Now they've got to do that more than ever, and they've got a second man in Rez in rotation. He's going to flash through this smoke, and that allows Plopsky to come in with this peek from up on top the boost. Rez finding another, and through the smoke, yet more damage getting done. Yampi and Sunny left up in this 2-on-5, and even more damage done from Plopsky on the boost. Sunny is going to take the advantage over Nork. Secures that kill at least, alleviates some of this pressure that's close in the sight. Yampi just gets naded out of the round, and Sunny followed up onto from the banana flank. NiP going to take the first here in overtime.
Man, the util for NiP just continues to be top tier, not just banana control, but even in the retakes. And Alu pouring out for your homie Alu here, because he gives the AWP over, he then takes a peek that if he had the AWP, he probably would have won, but he has an AK, and so he peeks right into the AWP at top of banana and immediately gives the advantage to NiP. From the very opening of that round, ENCE were fighting a 4-on-5, and they will fall in the 31st. Lots of numbers here, and all of them in favor of the Swedes, but that can turn very quickly. Alu's requested his AWP back, and Yampi will oblige. Alu just holding T-spawn to mid. Wait and see if NiP want to throw anything aggressive into this round. We haven't seen NiP at all fight for car. Not once, it feels. And Nork's baiting them in with the AWP from the corner, but you can notice Plopsky is still here at the sandbags. This is a position that ENCE have not had to deal with, and Plopsky's utility, he has loads. It might all be wasted here if he gets mollied out of this spot. I'd love to see him drop the molly as he hears them approaching. And there it is, perfect timing. It's going to keep ENCE out of this position, but now as the molly goes, ENCE are only tempted back into B. They know that NiP have less utility than prior, or than before. Oh, and a bit of a read coming in from the Swedes. They move Nork over to CT. He'll reconsider. And I don't blame him for not wanting to rotate A when ENCE goes silent, right? Just run a standard setup. You don't want to throw anything away in OT, and here come ENCE.
Rez backed into a corner, but he's fighting for his life now. Yampi will snatch it from him, and now the option to try and take a line in through CT gets denied by Nork on this AWP, and Alu decides the best thing for him is to leave this fight alone and focus his attention elsewhere. Twist trapped short side. Timing couldn't be worse for him. As he turns away, Pete comes in from the apartment. 2-on-2 for NiP, still a chance in this round. And the fact that ENCE have had to go and get this bomb out of Boiler has allowed even more time for these rotations to come in. Alu going to try and snatch this away, and the no-scope through the smoke has done it. Plopsky now 1v1 as he does find Alu. Just Sunny left to beat, but Sunny holds down the line. It's 16 on the board for ENCE as they tie this up. Second round of OT going their way. I don't know, man. This could have double overtime written all over it, Hugo. This feels neck and neck.
Sunny is the bottom performer in the server, but he wins the one-on-one that keeps ENCE in this game. If they lose that round, I think this probably falls apart. But Sunny, what a crucial clutch. And he's going to save things here for ENCE. 16-16, everything to play for, everything to play with all the money in the world. It's not 10k OT, it's 16k. How we love it. Everyone can buy. Yampi's getting hit by the molly. Plopsy's going to spam, but the flash is good. Yampi can play off the back of it. Plopsy's stuck in the corner. There's a trade, but it's coming at a cost. All that util again gone in the banana and never needed in this round, but maybe it should have been because ENCE is still here. They won't commit. NiP sent a rotation that way, but that's exactly what ENCE want to happen as they look back towards middle. Long side smoke here will cut Twist out of this position. Drops a grenade, but ENCE are patient in their approach. That bomb storm banana is going to come and regroup in middle. Rez might want to begin a rotation right back towards his A bomb site, but of course you can never truly know on a map like Inferno. The info just isn't there for NiP. It's a gamble, but it is the right call to make.
Rez has made a little bit of noise there on that rotation, though, and that might have just spurred Ali back to go and consider banana. 45 seconds in this round, and Rez starting to aggress into top mid. At this same timing, Aerial on the angle, gonna best him. And Rez going for an info play, and even odds. Now this A site faltering for NiP. Twist left here alone. He's been pretty quiet all game, and we need him to step up now. Only one kill found. It's all onto Nork.
That's NiP giving the round away right there. They had everything in the palm of their hands. They had the read, they had 3 on A out of the 4 alive. ENCE were ready to set up, and then not only does Rez try and get information, he dies. Hampercent feels the need to get something for NiP. He pushes apps and dies, and it leaves Nork in a clutch. Like, you know, I understand why Rez wanted the info, but That's a big mistake from NiP. They've just fed the kills to ENCE and let him take the lead at the half of OT. Nothing Naught can do with a triple crossfire inside of the site. And if NiP just held, if they just waited another 10, 15 seconds, they probably would have won that round. They've been really, really good on these defenses and just holding down for fights. But yeah, forcing them is not where they're going to find success. And you can see here, one by one, they just push into the the lion's den. And Harry, what is in the lion's den?
Lions, mate.
That's what they say. Yeah, damn right. Well, ENCE, they take a chunk out of NiP and they take the lead in OT.
NiP, they now need to go flawless if they wanted to close this out. They need 2 at least to lock in another overtime. ENCE need but 2 rounds here on this CT side. Ooh. However, Nork is already making things tricky, as Nork often does. That's going to force a rotation away from this B site. ENCE had stacked 3 players here early on. Now Alu rotates away with the AWP.
Interesting there, Rez takes the AWP because he's low and then gives it back. So I imagine he's going to be the first man in. That's probably the idea,
got it in his hands and was like, yeah, I hate this. Like,
so, Rez can AWP. That's the thing. Rez is a very capable AWP player, has been a main AWP in the past as well. So it's perfectly viable, but I guess NiP want a different idea. They want a different game plan. They are going to send Rez in first.
Yeah, he'll spearhead the charge with the rest of the gang in behind him, and Sunny through the CT smoke. Whoa. So much damage done. Yampi as the crossfire set up. Twist with the no-scope. Flash through for Sunny. USP out. And everyone's blind. It's chaos. Twist is delivering, though. And he's kept NiP in this, but the smoke fades out with a critical missed shot that could have made all the difference. Oh dear, Aerial left in the clutch, a 1v2, but this man's got a cool head on his shoulders. Trying to creep in. It's this AWP over at Dark that could cause problems. And Twist, if there ever was a round to step up, it is that round there. He goes from not really giving us much in this game to a 3K to keep the dream alive for NiP. They take the first in the second half of OT. They tie it up with ENCE.
That was excellent for Twist. And now, right now, Rez is probably saying, whew, glad I gave you the AWP back, buddy. Because that could have gone very, very differently and probably not as well for NiP. They have stayed in this game. ENCE still looking to take it away with a heavy banana setup. Lots of grenades going down, tagging Rez once more. The receiver of the grenades in this game, it feels, him and Sergey. Ooh. Playing with fire and concrete. Ali shooting through the wall. He's going to show this AWP B and rotate. I like that call. NiP aren't deterred though. They aren't scared. They're going to commit. They've seen Yampi on the corner. Plopsky hits a scroll wheel, but he also gets the kill, so it's not a worry here as NiP look to commit. Alu has come right back though. He hasn't rotated off of this site, and now NiP with a man up. They don't feel the need to rush. They can wait and see if ENCE make a mistake. Notice Nork is holding ult middle. If we see his perspective, Nork can hold everything down. He can deny any aggressive mid play from ENCE across apartments and middle. And the longer he waits here, the more info NiP have that ENCE is still stacked inside of their sites.
Alu bring us back into a 4-on-4 and almost getting caught crossing back into CT. NiP stacked up outside of the B site, but they still have Nork over in the T apartments, just keeping this A site under wraps and leaving the option open to NiP to rotate back. But with 30 seconds left on this clock, there's not enough time for that anymore. So Nork is going to come and join up with the rest of the gang. There's still a smoke down at short side, and Sergey's aggressed there to try and get the info. If it's clear, he's not going to get that information. And now the B play comes in. Alu, 1 HP as he's tagged and forced back into the ruins. Hampus is going to lock him out of the round, and Plopsky will deal with Sunny. NiP, 4-on-2 in the post plant, and Hampus holding this angle into CT. All right, Aerial. Needed a couple more like that, though, for this round to be found. And Hampus, he's had enough. He wants this game to be over and done with. It's map and series point for NiP. Both these teams trying to dodge elimination, and NiP putting up a convincing case right now, one away from getting it done. ENCE, they're hoping to lock in a second overtime here with a victory in this round. Double AWP between Yampi and Alu. AKs across the board for NiP, not an AWP in sight. want to do something fast here.
Plopsky has been a tank in this game, and just in this team, 30 kills right now. Nork, of course, has had his fair share of impact at 28, but Plopsky, the entries into B are sublime in that round, taking down Sonny from the back of the box, getting dinked as well, but it doesn't stop him. NiP, they might go an apps drop here, right? We said this is how ENCE got to OT in the first place, and so NiP, they're going to use that against them, a strat that they haven't even shown in this game yet since round 2. In the first half, Sergey flashed out. It's going to be a fast play out boiler. They're just going to burst short side, and Sergey not spotted. His shots go nowhere. Plopsky trades, and Nork jumps out of the apartments to save the day. It's only Aerial in the pit, and that's a great round for NiP. They speed it up, they don't stop, and they commit off the back of the kills. That was the problem with the A site for NiP earlier, but it's not a problem today. Instead, it's ENCE maybe falling short of this series in a 2-on-4.
Yampi doing damage through the smoke, but not enough to find a kill. Him and Sonny, they've got to come together now to keep this one rolling. And Sonny does get that kill, 2-on-3. And these 3 players for NiP are all tagged up. They're all a little low. Sonny caught crossing, and Yampi falls there in after NiP.